Hello and welcome to something a little bit different from what I normally do. We're doing a WWE 2K17 Summerslam match simulation. However, the first one we're going to do is for Neville versus Akira Tozawa for the Cruiserweight Championship. However, I'm commentating, which I don't normally do, and I am joined by my special colour commentator. I'm joined by Emir from the Raw Wrestling Talk podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Mike. It is an absolute pleasure. This is the first time I'm ever doing something like this, and I'm telling you, man, I am excited to see how these matches shake out.
Me too. I have never co-op commentated a match. I've never just flat out commentated a match, actually. There's the champ who won the match on Raw. For some, I mean, I sort of get what, I think I understand why they did that, to be honest, but we'll discuss that shortly. But yeah, I've never even just flat out commentated a match that I'm not taking part in, so this is going to be interesting. So, we discussed before we started recording whether we were going to do predictions during the matches or as a separate video. I kind of want to do the predictions during the matches because I want to sort of commentate the match, but I also want to talk about what we think is going to happen and stuff like that as well. So sort of break in and out of kayfabe, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm down for anything. And by the way, as far as my commentating experience, when I was a child and I did nothing but play with WWE figures, I always commented on my own matches while I played.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did that as well. But I mean, that was a long time ago for me. I sold or threw out all my figures probably when I discovered computer games and thought, well, this is lame, just moving figures. Like, now I can actually fight people with like in wrestling. So yeah, I went off figures. But Neville with the early advantage here. What I was going to say about Akira Tozawa winning the title on Raw, this match is on the kickoff show, so I think it was because they didn't want to do quite a major title change, which is, you know, Neville's been champion for a while and been dominating the division on the kickoff show. I think, you know, like, I don't think they wanted to trivialize it, so I think Tozawa's going to retain, personally.
You know what? I think he's going to retain too. It makes sense to have him retain because here's the thing. They don't want Titus O'Neil to be wrestling. They really want to push Titus O'Neil as a manager, and they want to push the Titus Worldwide brand. But also, what you gain by having Akira Tozawa win the championship on Raw is that if you must move that championship match to the kickoff show, you know, the average wrestling fan or the enthusiast like yourself or myself goes, there is a chance Neville could win it back. And all of a sudden, if I wasn't planning on watching the kickoff, now I must tune in.
Yeah, because I think generally a lot of people treat Neville in the Cruiserweight division like they treat John Cena, Roman Reigns, or Brock Lesnar in the main heavyweight division, which is just don't bet against them. Like, yes, they lose matches, but generally, if you were going to put a bet on a Roman Reigns match, for example, you know, if you had to put a bet on every single Roman Reigns match of the year, but you had to bet every single one the same, you'd go with win, wouldn't you? Like, you'd bet on him to win every match rather than lose every match. So
I would, except in one instance, and I think it's kind of been proven, if he's facing Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if at the start of the year you had to put a bet on every single match that Roman Reigns has before they're announced, you'd bet on him winning. Without knowing the opponent, you'd bet on him winning. Like, and I think the same is true for Neville in the Cruiserweight division, is if you weren't told his opponent, you would just bet on him to win. You'd be like, that's a fairly safe bet.
Yeah, the thing about it was, the thing about Neville, I mean, what a great heel character. He comes out and he's got the beard and he just looks angry. He looks pissed off. I mean, he didn't understand at the time, but when he took that ankle injury when he was fighting Chris Jericho, you know, he comes back and he's this brand new guy, and that was the best thing that could have ever happened to him. And he is so intense, and he's so ahead of his competition that you're right. It doesn't even matter who he's facing. Put any name in that slot. If Neville's in the match, there's just the assumption that he's going to come out on top. Yeah,
speaking of heel Neville, I don't think I've changed Neville's moveset, so he's probably, if he does win this simulation, probably going to win it with the red arrow. So, but oh well, he might bust that out as it's a special occasion at SummerSlam anyway, so maybe not too unrealistic.
Yeah, those rings of Saturn, it's a vicious move. And by the way, speaking of face Neville, what I can't stand is to watch this guy that's on the screen right now, wrestling with that big smile on his face, knowing that in real life Neville acts like he hates the world.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to everything being updated on 2K18, which Akira Tozawa's confirmed, isn't he? I think he was on the very first roster reveal they did, so that's exciting. This match will have, if we do it again on 2K18 when it comes out, if they're still feuding, we'll have a real Akira Tozawa, not a creator superstar, and we'll have the correct Neville. So exciting times. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. And look at Neville, man. He's got. I mean, he's well over Akira Tozawa at this point. He's got enough to where he's got him beat down, and he has time to kind of, yell at the crowd and everything. We got to get, Tozawa's got to get back into this.
Yeah, generally, I think Neville has been pretty much in charge of this match, hasn't he? But Tozawa's doing a wake-up taunt, which might imply he has a finisher, which obviously we can't keep track of. But if he just went for it then, Neville blocked it, so... Oh,
there's the...
That's Neville's signature on the game, I do believe, the reverse Hurricane Rana, so...
Dropped him right on his head. My God.
Yeah, that was a move straight out of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Which is that? I'm not that familiar with Neville's background before WWE. Neville trying to win the match with a kick to the leg. He might do. Nope. When Neville was Pac, was he in New Japan? I know he wrestled in Japan, didn't he? Which I don't know which promotion he was or anything.
So I actually don't have any background on Neville. The first time I saw him was in NXT.
Yeah, I was the same. I sort of saw the fanfare. Oh, Red Arrow. He might win here. No, Tozawa with the kick out.
Kick out.
Wow.
So he taunts.
He's like, I'm not bothered. I'll just do another one. I'll do another one. Is he actually gonna? He's doing another Red Arrow. Oh my God, this is it then.
And he hits it. My God, this is over. 1, 2,
3.
Did he get him?
He got him.
He got him. My God.
Neville. So we predicted Tozawa unanimously. The game disagrees with us and says that Neville's going to get his championship back.
But, and look at him in dramatic fashion, hitting 2 red arrows to put him away.
Absolutely, yeah. That's how to kind of keep Tozawa looking strong, to having kick out of a red arrow before losing the title. So it could happen. I don't think it will. I'm still gonna side with Akira Tozawa.
Me too, but here's a factor that we didn't take into consideration, just to touch on this real quick. You don't know if Titus O'Neil has a heel turn and cost Tozawa that championship.
True. I was just this minute thinking, I wonder if that simulation would have gone differently if I'd have put Titus at ringside with Tozawa as well. He could be a factor. He might not turn heel, but he could be because Titus is sort of walking that line where he's basically managing all faces, but he's not a clear-cut face all of the time. You know, he has some tendencies to want to take shortcuts, to back out of matches and stuff like that. Because basically, no matter how smart of a decision it is, backing out of a match is a heel move in wrestling. Like, if turning down a match is generally something only heels do. So...
Yeah, not to mention the fact that, the few times that he threw in that towel on Tozawa and caused Tozawa to have to stop the match. I mean, Tozawa was pushing him and slapping him and visibly angry. At a certain point, Titus O'Neil might just snap and say, you know what, that's it, man. I've had enough. And one good punch, that Titus boot or something like that, and then Neville hits that red arrow, and all of a sudden Tozawa is leaving Brooklyn empty-handed.
True. But I'm still gonna side with Tozawa. So let me know in the comment section who you think is gonna win. Everyone watching, don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe so you see the rest of these simulations, the predictions video, the review that I'll put up, and just all the general content upload, and share with your friends if they enjoy wrestling and you think they would enjoy this video. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Abaza, you've been amazing, he's been Emir. That's what you say bye.
And
Sorry, you cut out then, what did you say?
I feel amazing.
And we will see you next time.